So welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. I have with me a newbie. I have with me Tristan Calabar, and he's the owner of DISTRUPTIVV.AI. Welcome to the show. I have to ask you, what does disruptive AI mean?
Disruptive AI, it came from me thinking about trying to come up with new ideas, disruptive technologies, really understanding the latest and greatest, and really kind of sharing those ideas with other businesses.
The way I see it,
Yes.
AI has disrupted
Yes.
the entire world.
Yes.
You know, it's really, everybody talks
it
about
is.
AI.
It is, yes. I even if people don't want to, are skeptical about it, people are still using it.
Yeah.
In the workplace.
You know what? What I think?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that use it,
Yeah.
but they don't know what they're doing with it.
Exactly.
Right? And that's where someone like you comes in.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask this. What is AI and why should a small business care?
So when we're talking about AI today, we're talking about generative AI, which is what's been happening fast in the past few years. But why should we care is because, you know, everyone's using it in their business, whether we like it or not, and it's outpacing a lot of industries, and so we want to keep up with it. But we also want to know whether, I mean, are your employees using AI? Are they, and you don't know that. So we want to be able to know and understand how we're using it securely. And that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so explain what you do when it comes to being secure with AI.
So when I work with my customers, I really try to understand what they're trying to use it for. You know, whether it's simply using it for
Asked
a
to where to
task.
go to dinner.
Exactly, I go to dinner or whatever. But I feel like we want to be able to understand what's in it for you. How is it going to help your business? And how we kind of, you know, accelerate where you want to be with your business, and also reduce the cost of what you're doing, what's happening, what's eating up all your costs in your business. So
it's amazing. Yeah. So what's the biggest mistake that small businesses make when using AI?
I think the biggest mistake is not having a plan, not understanding where it's going, not understanding who to go to, and just kind of using it with no plan in place.
Right.
You'll be surprised of how much it's going to change your insurance policies when you.
It's going to make them lower.
You don't know. That's the challenge. I think it's going to change the way we're going to. You want to make sure you're covered is really what it is. Mm-hmm. That your insurance policy covers your current, business.
Your needs,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Now, when you work with people, you said that you are statewide. Also, you're in Virginia.
Yes.
And you do free assessments. Tell us what that looks like when you do that.
Okay, so on my website, DISTRUPTIVV with two V's .AI. So I set up a free assessment. You can kind of see see the questions, ask it, just answer your questions, and they'll provide you an output of what exactly we need to think about from your business.
What happens if a business doesn't know what's wrong with their business?
Well, then it provides you give me a call, and then we kind of walk through what you're trying to achieve, mm-hmm. and then really cater it to you.
Now his phone number is 602-799-9679, and it's disruptive with two V's. .ai. Check him out. He does free assessments, and I think the best thing to do when it comes to AI is finding somebody like you so that you can help them go through the process of what this really can do for you.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing that's happening right now is the people that listen to the station are a little bit older, so they like it, but again, you don't know how to really use it to make sure that it's working for you correctly, yes. but also safely.
Yes, I think that's the key term there, safely. It's like, do you trust where your data is going? Do you trust putting your personal information, which we shouldn't be doing, right? So that's where I'm here to help, give you those practice, just discipline. Ideas? Just hygiene, just simple AI hygiene. So
AI hygiene, I never even heard of that, but now that's something new to think about, AI hygiene. So cyber attacks.
Yes.
They're going to come through AI?
Yeah, it could be. So I think that's going to be no one's going to be prepared for that. And I feel like especially small businesses, we want to make sure you're prepared for anything that, whether you're using AI or not, is it going to impact your current business?
I think that cyber attack is probably one of the scariest things that we think of. I know so many people who get hacked,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And it's awful when it happens.
It's expensive.
It is, and
expensive.
it's just like you have to start over completely, practically.
Yes.
Now, not with when you call him, he can help. That number is 602-799-9679. His website is Disruptive, that's with 2 V's, AI.ai, so Disruptive with 2 V's, .ai. Check it out and check him out and see how he can help. He is statewide and does free assessments. He's also works in Virginia as well. So why are then some of the smaller businesses becoming cyber attacked?
Well, because they're easier targets, and as a business owner, you don't have time for everything, right? You and me, I don't have time for a lot of the marketing aspect as well. So this gives you that peace of mind to kind of to say, hey, can you help me with my strategy with AI so that I'm a little bit more secure, right? But yes, small businesses are easy targets, and it can guarantee that there's a lot of folks that are not really securing their workstations.
So tell me what Disruptive AI, how it's different from the other people that might do the same thing.
Well, I'm looking at it from a security first approach, instead of just saying, hey, let's just use AI for whatever your business may be. But I want to approach it from a security aspect first, so that you can feel safe in adopting your AI with your services, right? Not just saying, hey, let's just do this without any implication of what's going on with that. It could ruin your business.
Yeah, I think it's huge. A lot of people, they use it. Like I said earlier, they just really don't know how to use it, but not knowing how and just keep on doing what you're doing, God forbid that you get attacked in some way, or you give out information that unknowingly.
So that's the challenge, right?
So when you come into a business, what is the first thing that you do? When you do a free assessment, does it matter any kind of business?
Well, right now, yes, any small, actually it doesn't.
Any
doesn't
small
matter.
business,
Any small
whatever
business.
they do.
Yeah.
And when you come in, how does that look like? Do you get to know them? Do you have to do some kind of?
Yeah, I think it's this part of the assessment is really understanding what you're trying to achieve, and knowing the business. Say, for example, it's a dental practice. What are you doing? What are we actually trying to use AI for? And who is using AI? That's the real question too. Are your employees using AI?
Why would it be scary?
That.
Why do we need to know whether our employees are using AI?
Oh, because especially if you have sensitive data that you're trying to protect, you definitely want to make sure your employees are not using it some way, or just understanding as a small business, I'd want to know everything that's happening, so you're protected.
How do you ask that to an employee?
Oh, I would typically I would just ask them, what are we using AI in general? Just personal use.
Yeah.
And if you are, how are we using it?
And if you're using it personal use, you got to get yourself in trouble for that.
right. Exactly.
But most small business owners, they love the idea of it, and it's fun, and I know it is. I see a lot of people, they do a lot of things with AI, and they're on the social media and all of that.
Exactly.
When they do that, do they now make themselves bigger targets for cyber attacking?
It potentially, it all depends. So I think it depends how it's being used, and it depends on what it's being used for. So I think there's definitely I think that's really the question is how do you plan to use it, and do you know people are using it in your firms? Right?
And what is the number one simple thing that every business owner can do today to better protect themselves and their business?
I'd say have a plan. If you're skeptical about using AI, at least have a plan of how it should be used in your small business.
So, but people are using it, whether they have big businesses are using it, but small businesses too.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, yeah. Small businesses are just having as much fun.
So, you know what I think? I think what's really important is that you make sure that you are safe, right?
Yes.
And secure. That's very important so that you don't get any cyber attacking. His phone number is 602-799-9679. It's disruptive with 2 V's.ai.
Thank you.